Good day, Techzim followers. Welcome to the latest edition of the Techzim podcast. We are joined by our usual suspects, Saul,
Hey,
and William.
howdy.
I'm your host, Nigel Kambanga, and we're going to be talking about a couple of interesting things that have been happening in tech in and around Zimbabwe in the past couple of days. Starting off with Netcash introducing the brand ambassador approach to grow their network. William, your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely to get into the community, go door to door. What these ambassadors are hopefully going to do are people that are already connected in the community that will go hopefully from house to house, a lot like the other MNOs or other mobile money options did. You would see these EcoCash people standing with their registration form, the telecash standing all over and registering people. They having a drive to go into the communities. So that's what the brand ambassadors are going to do. I do think that they kind of going to run out of money using that particular method. It might be very expensive. I do have a couple of suggestions, and hopefully I'm gonna put out an article soon to Netcash as to what they could do.
But you do realize that this ambassador approach is actually supposed to be cheaper than what Econet and Telecel did. The whole just pumping money into ad spending and calling people to come in as agents. It's cheaper to have one person in Mutora Shanga, for example, who already knows the area and knows that a guy called Saul, a guy called William has already got the 500 or 1,000 bucks. Get him to sign on and whatnot, and then give that ambassador an extra 10, 20 bucks or whatever for every person they sign up.
Very correct, Nigel.
Makes a lot of sense.
But as you say, it is cheaper and not cheap. I think that differentiation needs to be made. I do think there are cheaper methods than what they are using, or there are cheap methods for them to grow their footprint.
A quick rundown on how different Netcash is from the other.
Well, Netcash is network agnostic. You don't need to use just one particular line to transfer money and receive it. You can send from your phone to any of the networks. I guess that's their biggest core card right now. They had a lot of things that they wanted to roll out in their second phase, which was supposed to be starting now. And I'm guessing the ambassador thing is the prelude to all of that. But right now it's a wait and see kind of thing. It's only been half a year, but half a year is a lot in mobile commerce. Look at what Telecel did in its first 6 months.
Sure. Just to find out also, do you know which bank is backing them?
In terms of funding or financing?
Negative. I do think you need...
They're backing the transactions and stuff.
Correct.
Netcash had a lot of relationships with banks because they were doing ATMs and stuff like that.
Yes, corporate services was the first company to actually roll out ATM technology in Zimbabwe. This was a long time ago. So they have that previous relationship with all the financial institutions.
But we're not too sure at this present moment which particular bank is backing them.
Would love to hear from the listeners what they think about this ambassador option, and if they've already signed up to be ambassadors, because Netcash didn't want to tell us how much these guys would be getting. I wanted to be an ambassador in my rural areas, but that's another story. Moving on to Net1 introducing or applying rather for a data casting license. It's supposed to be a service that allows them to broadcast information in various forms, be it images, PDF files, voice notes, etc. It's still an application. Everything is closed, so we don't know what sort of service they're going to be using the data casting license for. Presumably to push add-on products like weather updates or financial news updates, etc. It's been done in other parts of the world. I don't know if Net1 thinks that this should be a smart way to, broaden their product print, because right now everyone is looking at hardcore data services. We know what Econet has done with the WhatsApp and Facebook bundles. Telecel as well has got its own bundles, Facebook Zero. These guys are looking at data casting. Perhaps they have a smart angle, seeing that they've been colloquially referred to as the farmers network. Maybe they want to push out farmers updates, rival product to Eco Farmer. We can only speculate. Everything is still closed. They just made an application.
Knowing Net1, I wouldn't hold my breath on them doing that. Maybe I think the most revolutionary / innovative thing that might come out of Net One is that you might be able to now get your newspaper headlines in the form of an image.
What I don't understand, guys, is why would a mobile operator apply to send out updates? I don't understand that, because Econet has been doing it all along.
That's
the Eco Health,
that's
Eco
the
Farmer.
thing. That's the thing.
And because of that, I do not think this is about the information and files and stuff. I actually think this is about broadcasting.
But what would they be? It's datacast is limited in terms of what you can actually send out, and this is to mobile subscribers. Please note, and we can't be sure for certain how much content they want to send out once they get the channels open. What sort of content they want to send out? We can only speculate as to what they want to do. And in terms of the broadcast angle, do you think Net One is trying to put itself in a position where they handle content creation? That's another ballgame altogether when it comes to broadcasting.
I don't think so, but I suspect that one might be getting into a deal with one of these content companies like MultiChoice or
does MultiChoice want to partner with Net One?
Another satellite TV service that wants to push its content via the Net One network. So, on your phone or something, kind of turn the phone into a receiver of TV or a receiver of some kind of data. I do not think that they would be the ones doing the actual thing. I suspect someone out there, either internal or external, is coming through and saying, you know what, I can push this through Net One, and Net One can be my starting point, kind of like a test bed even, and I can then push to Telecel and maybe Econet. But obviously Econet is likely to say no, because anything that's to do with broadcasting and stuff, they're working on their own thing, or at least the family is working on their own thing.
Yes.
So I really suspect that this has more to do with video content, TV content on mobile phones than information. No one needs a license to push out news or to push out weather.
Well, we'll see. Like I said, it's in the public domain. Every step of the process involved in getting the license and what they're going to do after that is going to be coming out. So we'll find out as we get more information from Net One as well, what's really happening. Hopefully have a one-on-one with someone from Net One Business Development who will tell us what's really happening. And moving on to our last story, we've got the Econet NFC card that we spotted last week. It works just like the Beba Pay card in Kenya. And while it's still in stealth mode, I don't think they wanted anyone to find out. This card, you just tap when you get to the payment point, and it deducts money from your wallet.
And you go.
And then you go. You tap and you go. It's. I think it's a totally cool idea. Makes a lot of sense. Better than the Apple approach. That's what I think. This whole Apple Pay, and you need to have a credit card number. How many Zimbabweans have credit card numbers? How many Zimbabweans have bank accounts? And everyone is on mobile money, and dare I say EcoCash. So this, I think, makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
But
Just to check, did you manage to get your hands on the card itself? What authentication / verification takes place? If I lose my card, I have to block it straight away. If I don't know I don't have my card with me, somebody can potentially be
tapping away. As long as you've got money in the wallet.
So from the surface, that's what it looks like.
From the surface, that's what it looks like. And
Sure.
I couldn't get my hands on an actual card, but reading up on what the Beba Pay system how the Beba Pay system works in Kenya, it seems like there is no proper verification besides the whole SMS that you get. It's supposed to do away with that whole process where you first need to enter a proper number and whatnot. It's just tap and go, which is perfect for combis, by the way.
Definitely. I do see this backing up that particular tree. Looks great if it does come to fruition. Another wonderful product that's worked in Kenya, and thanks to Econet, let's duplicate it in Zimbabwe.
I think at the end of the day, it's what helps us get service what helps the aid convenience, the process of paying. I think they tried the Kombi thing the same way that Kenyans tried the Kombi thing. And Kenyans failed, Econet failed. I think the Kenyans are somehow look to be succeeding, at least Google and whoever they partnered in the Kombi's Matatu thing. So Econet is best there in a way. And essentially they are copying what works. R&D is very, very expensive and they're being realistic about it.
They're just being stingy about it. They can't afford R&D.
I don't think so. R&D is very, very expensive. If you're going to innovate
they can borrow money for
stuff
R&D. They can borrow money for R&D.
Well, why not go for the low-hanging fruit? Why go for
just
money that
copy
is...
and paste?
Exactly.
Copy and paste.
I mean, if you look at it, the way M-Pesa started was an NGO project where DFID in the UK and Vodafone said, you know what, let's co-fund this research and development and try to get into mobile money. If Econet had tried to do that themselves, that's putting a lot of money into something that you don't know will work or not. You're talking 10 million, 15 million, 20 million. And Econet makes about 100, last I checked, 160 or so million in profit a year.
True.
And a lot of borrowed money that they have to give back. When you really look at the numbers, I don't think they can afford R&D to that extent, which I think is why it is very clever for them to actually have an office in Kenya where someone is doing R&D on their behalf. IBM is there, Google is there, Vodafone via Safaricom is there, and they're trying all these things out, and whatever works, they see, they take.
Interesting approach, interesting perspective. I tend to agree with you there, but would love to hear from people what they think about the steps in R&D that these MNOs should be taking, whether or not they should be putting money into it, whether they should be snapping up smart startups that are creative. That's another angle that works a lot. Maybe they should go to the Zo Startup Challenge.
Borrow the startups' ideas,
yes,
which they have been called out for quite a few times.
But that's controversial.
None of my business.
And speaking of startups, to wrap it up, our startup of the week, the Easy Tickets, online platform where you can buy and sell tickets. You can, literally that, buy and sell tickets for events. Did you get a look at the site, guys?
Yes, I did look at the site / the concept. Had been working on a startup idea a lot similar to that.
So
most recently,
they borrowed a research and development.
Negative. I'm not going to claim theft. But yes, concept is very necessary. We see more so with, who's that guy that was supposed to come?
John
Legend. Davis Events could have used this. They've got the Blunt guy. James Blunt coming. So they could also essentially list on such a platform. Hopefully it will become mainstream. The adoption of it will take place. Obviously it's going to be a buyers and sellers kind of a thing. So it's more like a chicken and egg. If they can get enough people to list, unfortunately at this point in time they only have one listing that allows you to buy tickets to. That's the SADC fashion show that you can buy tickets to. Other than that, there are two other items that are just listed for now. Would be nice if tickets were available to it as well. But the more people listing their events, definitely will see more people using the particular platform.
I hope Japrez is listening and is going to list his tickets there, because I would really love to just pay for the ticket to the show using my Eco wallet.
Look, from my end, a quick one. A ticketing system shouldn't be launched because we need a ticketing system. A ticketing system should be launched because it's solving someone's problem. So you realize that the problems that local artists or event managers have might be somewhat different from the problems that the South Africans have, which is why mobile money hasn't succeeded much in South Africa. It has to solve a problem for Jabraiser, for Rocky, for whoever is organizing an event. It also has to solve a problem for the person going to the event.
True.
Maybe it's event discovery, so it has to solve something. My impression on going to Easy Ticket was I didn't see it, but I don't organize events, so it's a wait and see for me.
Anyway, like you said, wait and see. We've given the first month we'll check again after 6 months, find out what's happening, an easy ticket. But anyway, guys, we really have to go. That was the last of what we're going to be talking about at this podcast. Please feel free to get in touch with us. Let us know what you think about the topics we've discussed. Comments, views, perspectives, opinions. Hit us on our website, www.techzim.co.zw. So from Saul,
Hey.
William,
Cool.
Nigel, and everyone behind the scenes. Cheers, guys.